Hi guys, I hope I can get through this because I'm outside today because they're still working inside and I'm hearing noises from all the neighbors are doing some kind of chore on their house. So because I'm still in the garden, I thought I'll talk to you today about how to take care and how to plant hydrangeas. They're one of my favorite plants because they're so hardy and so versatile. They come in a bunch of varieties. You can get a bunch of colors from them depending on how. That's the great thing about hydrangeas, that you can tweak the soil. If it's very acidic, you get blue flowers, and if it's more alkaline, you can get pink flowers. So you can play with the soil and change the color of the flowers of one specific plant depending on the composition of the soil. I really think they're so beautiful. You can make wonderful bouquets with them as well. So let me tell you about how I get them from the pot into the ground. So we're going to dig a hole as big as the root ball and naturally a few inches wider. So you have the root ball. I'm going to open it up a little bit. So that the roots have immediate access to the earth and they can start to take up their nutrients and the water. Make sure it's in just the way you want it. And you will be adding some extra dirt. Should be wearing my gloves, but my hands are a mess anyway. So now that you have them in the ground, how do you water them? Hydrangeas like to be really fully watered, soaked down at least once a week. And if it's really hot weather, water them a little more and just make sure that they're not sitting in soaking soil, because that's not good for them. And like I said before, too hot is not good for the flowers. It's too brutal for them, and too cool would stop them from really showing their full potential in flowering. So just find that medium between not too hot and not too cold. Put them close to a shady place, close to a shed, close to your hedges, that they're not full blast in the sun and they don't have too much humidity. And fertilizers for hydrangeas isn't really necessary. You can, if you have rich soil, you probably don't have to give them any fertilizer at all. But if you're doubting, you can fertilize them maybe once a year. So most important of all, because you know we have Paris, our cat, are hydrangeas toxic? Yes, they are. They contain cytogenetic glycosides that are both toxic for humans as well as cats and animals. Although I like them very much and I have them in my garden, I'm always looking out when Paris is outside that she's not nibbling on the flowers or nibbling on the leaves. I always keep a really good eye on her because we also have wisterias and those are also toxic for cats. So I'm always very careful with Paris and with the grandkids. around those kind of plants. I'm always keeping an eye on them. So be very aware. They might be really beautiful, but they're extremely toxic. And finally, pruning your hydrangea. Really, they don't need pruning. They need minimal pruning. But if you don't want them to get too full and you don't want them to hang over too much on the ground, indeed you can cut the old canes off. When those flowers die out, you can trim the canes, or you can just cut it back a little bit, but it really needs minimal pruning. The beauty in the hydrangea is that it's full and fluffy, and all the flowers are popping here and popping there and just hanging over and just in your face. They're so beautiful. So that's it, guys. How to plant and take care of your hydrangea. I hope the background noise was not too disturbing. Happy planting, and I'll see you again in my next video. Peace.